Welcome back to my channel, guys. I'm Clarence, and today finally I'm gonna start with a new format, which is learning from the masters. What I mean by that, my idea is to take an animation from a professional animator and see how he approached it, and using all the principles of animation and all the theory, and try to learn from them, because I think the best part about traditional animation is that if you know the theory behind it, you can watch how the professional approach it and make it. My goal is to understand and reach a level of knowledge that makes me do something like this type of animations. I'm taking, for example, Klaus as an example. Today we are gonna discuss a scene from Klaus, a secondary character. But anyway, we will start from something, then we can analyze other kind of whatever kind of animation. I'm really looking forward to deconstruct, study the animation of my favorite movies, from Japanese movies to American to European, everything, and study from them, understanding why and what gives that sparkle of life in the animation. This is my goal. Because if you see something like this, you don't even doubt a second about the fact that the character has his own life. Of course, maybe a professional might find some errors, something to, I don't know, do better. But anyway, if you watch it, you are sure that the character is...
Yeah, sure, I'll miss it. The big house, the having my every whim tended to, the silk sheets. Oh god, the silk sheets. Can we change the subject?
Love it, actually. And I think this might be the best thing that you can do as an animator. Reach a level where you just infuse life in your character, and which actually in animation is even more incredible, that you can exaggerate them just to make them even more real than a real character. This is the best part of it. And what I want to do is like take some animations and even analyzing the timing charts to understand how the animator worked on it, when he decided to do the breakdowns, the main poses, the different follow through, the secondary actions, the timing, everything. These are all concepts that are theoretical in the animation world. So maybe we can also talk about that, talk about those, in order to even to study them, to learn them. If you don't know about them, this might be also a practical way to study, because in the theory it's pretty clear in my mind, but I have to find a way to practice and to understand how it works to the extreme level, because I still, if I watch my animations, see that I didn't never reach that level of reality, or that level of mastering the work. So the idea is, I want to take this animation, for example. This is going to be the first one. Is an animation from Andrew Chesworth. This is the full animation. As for now, we don't hear the audio, but of course it's also something that an animator needs. It's one of the first things actually, but anyway, we're gonna analyze it in the animation point of view. So this is the animation, and we are going to try understand it, how we worked on it from every time charts here, so that we see how it works and we can then put that on our work. So what I did is now take only the first frames from a time chart to another. I renderized the frames so that we can see how he approached this first part of the scene. Now, let's say we are here. We have the first pose, and we can redraw that. It's not important to redo all the character. Let's say this is our head. Okay. And we start from, say, scene 26. And this is our time charts, how our animator, how Andrew did it. Now, actually, Andrew, also, if you wanna check him out, here is his Instagram profile. He is really great, as you can see. Probably multi-winner. Now he director, animator, story artist, character designer, everything. So now we are analyzing an animation he did for Klaus in 2019, probably. So he wrote here that the animation is going to be from 26 to 49. Now, that means that we have here frame 26, and let's say these are the main forms that we are going to use, 2 arcs. Okay, and we want to go to the last frame, which is 41. And okay, we can write here 41. And let's see how the shapes change it. We wanna him to close on himself. So let's say this is the head. Okay. And this is the arc of the body. Now let's see how it changed. This is how it changed. It means there is a difference between the body who comes up and the head, and this is part of the acting. Now there is also a smear. It means that the shape of the head is changing, is moving down. And what happens now? If we see his time chart, we see that the main breakdown is 33. Okay, so I already put the animation in. If we start from frame 26, if we have to, just to be clear about everything, we are here, frame 26. So we just move everything that we are in the right frame. Now what happens here? We reach frame 41. So what we mean by that? Maybe the frame sequences is not actually is right, because we finish in frame 41. Here you can see the frames. So we are here, frame 26, finished frame 41. Now what happens? That we know that the breakdown is at 33. So 33, we go here and we add a frame. Which is the breakdown. Is in the middle, so actually the intercalation might be in the middle. So let's see if I get it right. Unfortunately, this version of Harmony sucks, because you even the onion skin, you can't like even see the colors until you are in the really close by a frame and the other. So this is really hard, but anyway, we can do this and then we can move the frames. So we are here and we try to do the breakdown. Now what I want to do is actually add, we are the breakdown here, we can just go in the middle of the two shapes, and just let's make a check. We can put this back where it was, 33. Yep. Let's see how he did the shapes. As you can see, he wasn't going real in the middle. He was actually exaggerating it. So what happens here? Let's add a new level and trace where he went actually with his shapes. And okay, let's say this is the head. Okay, and this is the arc of the body. Now let's check the difference if we go in the middle or not. So this is the difference. Let's turn off the onion skin. Let's color this another color. Blue. So actually, as you can see, there is also a change in the, it wasn't in the middle. And what does this provoke? Actually, it makes it more easy. This is mine. And this is how he did it with this breakdown. As you can see, it's closer to the end pose. Okay, now closer to the end pose. Well, let's add some of the characters of the character features. Now I will add another layer and we can use this. Let's say if I have a brush which is not so strong, I don't think so. Let's say here. Oh my god, well, okay. Let's use this. Okay, now first pose. Let's change the color just to be more. Let's say this kind of blue. Tack. Here the ears, here the head. Okay. Here the nose. Okay. Here this might be pretty helpful too. First mouth here. Let's say we have the teeth. Okay. And let's put the eyes too. Okay, here the head. We don't care now about the elements that of the head. Okay, here. Okay, now here we have the face. And let's put the at least the main parts of the what I'm looking for to understand the way the arms move. So here we have part of the hands, here the shapes, and let's say this is the end of the close of the character, and this is the other part. His hair, let's draw them because I think it's going to be pretty fun to see the follow through, because what I mean by follow through is the fact that part of the character are moving slower or faster than the character itself, and this is another important aspect that gives to the character life. Now, okay, we have the character here. Let's say is this. Let's see how it comes out if we take off the reference down. Okay, and let's say we draw the same about the last frame, in this case 41. As you can see, everything is going down because he is closing to in himself. Okay, so the head is here, and then we are going to analyze how he decided to change the shape of the different elements. As you can see here, the arm is now visible, and above and we can see it now from our view here. Okay, let's see here the arm, here the clothes. And the character design is great, of course. As you can see, this is part of the face is more up, close, part of me thinks that this part is great, but it's like a really, it's so hard to put your mind into the way that the timing of the character is right. What I mean by that is that you have like an infinity, it's infinite the possibility of the way we can do this second pose. So how you can decide that this is going to be the end pose of this action? You just do it, and then you have to experiment it too. Now the easy part about what I'm doing now is that it's already done from somebody else. The idea is to understand and to see when it clicked and it took life, actually, his own life, when he decided to leave the character, so that we can have the impression that the character is real. And this is what we are looking for now, to then do it for our own. If we have our character, we see how we can use the different principles of animation, because every one of them it's like visible here, to then understand how to use them and make our characters feel so real as this professional did with theirs. So now what have we here is the character, one pose, second pose. Now we want to see some of the differences. One pose, probably he knew this. We can for now take off also the base. Maybe we can draw the face too, so that we can see the full differences from pose to pose. Okay, and these two, just this one. Then I think I made everything, at least just to make it visible. So we have here our big guy and what we can see. Now let's analyze all the elements. The head is just going more frontal. The tall part is just going down a bit because our character is going down. The shape of the face, as we saw before, is stretching. So all the parts are stretching. I love like this part. We can also analyze the different elements by adding another layer and maybe color some of the part, because as you can see, look at this arc and look at this. Okay, perfect. And another way to understand, of course, is like to deconstruct it in simple forms or even arcs. Another of the 12 principles is like the arcs, because everything is more gives some sense of realness if moves in arcs, and we are gonna use that also in our animations. And okay, let's see. Also this one, let's take this. One arc, other arc. So great. Now, let's see other thing. How the shoulders are moving. One arc. Let's change color. one arc, other arc. This is what we can think about it. It's like, imagine also that it's getting smaller, the arcs. Because if you see this, it's smaller than this. Same with the yellow one. Now, what we left is the arm. So let's take this orange. Here we have an arc, and here we have the other. Now, another thing to take into consideration is that here we have the end, and here we have the end that moves up. Now, of course, also other elements are moving too, but as for now, we saw the two breakdown poses, the two main poses, sorry. And now we are going to analyze how he did the his breakdown pose, the frame 33. So we are here. As we said, this is how I interpolated it. The black one is the one I did, and the blue actually is the way he did it, which is a bit more exaggerated. And it's fun because you can think about that when you are animating, the fact that one of the other principles is the exaggeration. Now let's try and redraw this breakdown frame to see how he did it and what he changed it and what he decided to animate in different ways, and we can see the arcs and everything. So now let's do the drawing. What I would love is one day to interview those people and ask them from a technical point of view some things. Just for example, how much time did it take to you to do this animation? Because it's like you have to experiment a lot. Another thing that of course we are not taking into consideration is the fact that you have an animator supervisor who gives you some correction and things, so it talks in the animation idioma, which it might be like okay, more straight ahead, more anticipation here, you have to do another pose, change the pose like this way and change the timing so that it's going to be more appealing and everything here, so that we can see better the head later on. That would be amazing. And one day maybe just animate together too, or make them correct my animations, I don't know. Of course I'm not working on the industry, I don't even know if I'm looking forward to do it. I'm such a passionate person about animation, and I just realized that I'm more passionate about the projects than the animation itself. So I would put all my effort and everything over a project like this, for example, or trying to character an animation, to animate a character to make it this kind of real, which is strange, but it's different from a great animation, from a product that we can see now, and the one like these we can call it Disney animations, where the greatest were working on. We will analyze more animations like that, and all the types of animations, because I think everything can be super instructive if I want to do something like this and learn from them. Even though also because an animator should be able to adapt in every type of animation he has to do to the project too. So let's see how all of them are working on this type of projects. And then the idea is to, when you understand everything and you can like reproduce it or understand and work like in time charts in your mind, analyzing your different characters and everything, that's the goal, and that the possibility to be able to do something like this. That's why because I would love to know how they worked on it more than like analyzing like I'm doing, because I want to see how much of a contribution from outside comes in order to reach a point of mastery like this, because it's to me it's really fascinating, the fact that somebody can do and animate a character so good that it seems like he has a life. Okay, I mistaken the level, so we can copy this and put it here, and this we can close it, and now we have the breakdown pose. Time to see the different okay, here we have this is frame 33, and I want to see the different animation for the arcs. So let's take the green and see the head, how it changed it. This is, let's say, our arc for the head. So let's see. The arcuation didn't change a lot. It changed only the position, which is closer to the end part. Let's see the head. It's like in the middle. Also the arcuation. It's, see, if we see the onion skin, it's right in the middle. Perfect. Okay. Let's see the shoulders. And we can see that it's actually in the middle. Perfect. Of course, changing the way we decide to animate the different elements of our character, it's going to give him another how can I say that, staging, you know, or the acting part, you know, it changes because we move maybe, and we will see it when it talks, the different elements. Maybe the face is doing this kind of scratch and is closing while we reach the end of this action, but of course the mouth is moving a different way. That's another question I would give to them. I will ask them. It's maybe how you, of course, maybe it's what I would do, and I think I will also use this in my animation for the short movie, because I wanna reach a point where that scene that is so important for me has this quality of animation. What I want to do is ask them if firstly they animate like the shapes. Let's say we did before, we animate also these, and then we decide, okay, the arc of the face is going to change and we animate it differently, so that when we do the breakdowns and the time charts, still using the 12 principles, it's going to get that sense of realness. And okay, we miss here the arm. Let's say if here the arc, and here, as you can see, also the finger is going up, but this is animated in a different part. Okay, now that we are here, let's go back and see the time chart, how he did it. So we did frame 27, 26, 33, 41, and now the other important pose is 37. So let's see how, if we go to, now we can close this, no, we can take it. Yeah, actually, what I want to see now is like work on poses. So 37, we are 37, we can add another frame. Okay, I'm sticking here. We can add another frame. Let's see how I would do this. Let's close this. Let's bring it closer so that I can see the onion skin. And you can see I would really like go in the middle. Let's take the black. I have the two shapes here. And I'm in the middle. Let's see how it works. The fact that they are so close into the time charts, as you can see, we can take it where it was, so 37 here. This is the shape. Now, let's see the difference. So here I'm gonna add a frame, and I'm gonna draw on his drawing to see how he decided to do this breakdown. Okay, let's take how we use it, blue, see, the blue, and let's try to repropose the shape so that we can see the intercalation. Now, here, let's close our reference, and let's see how different it is from the one I did. Look, it's crazily different. Wow, this is what I'm looking for, because you have to understand this is like the human. This is the human factor that because intercalation, a program can do it. Maybe one day now, even the artificial intelligence. But this is the human element that we have to take into consideration, because look, if I decided to do in the time chart that I had this intercalation, look how still is mine and how different is his, which actually is more close to the last than mine. So if we take off mine, look, it's actually super interesting to see how we decide to do this breakdown pose. Okay, let's draw the frame. And then we, of course, at the end of analyzing this shot, we will talk about the labial, the way it talks, and but that is another subject. That, of course, at the end of the animation, it's going to give him the last sparkle of life, because of course he's talking and the mouth moves the way it talks, so resembles the reality. Even more funny to see how he decided to make the eyes look into each other. The hat. There is so much knowledge into. I think it's like crazy how if you reach a point where you animate like in this clip, like our guy Andrew, it's because you have really reached a point where you know how every element, geometrical and not only, moves in arcs, the animation of the arcs, the animation of shapes, and everything. This is my goal, to reach a level of comprehension that makes me do something like this. And I'm pretty sure it's going to need a lot of practice, and the way, of course, I'm pretty sure that I would do a great job on learning how to do this if I was working on a studio with some supervisors, because my drawing skills are good enough that it's not that going to be my limit. The limit is just to understand the movement, the exaggeration, the thing, so that I imagine a situation where I have like something like this to animate. I'm pretty sure I would do an horrible job at the beginning, but after like pushing myself, like restudying, like getting correction and everything, I would reach a point where I can do something so real. My way now for that is to analyze this animation like I'm doing. So let's say I'm doing this, so that I can see how it works to break down the poses, the breakdowns, the time charts, and everything, so that I can understand how he did it, and in order to then interiorize it and start to think and animate the same way. So here we have the frame, and let's check the differences in the arcs, for example. Another interesting part would be, of course, to understand why I decided to break down the animation here. The fun part is actually we have like a frame 33, and the next is 41, in the middle we have 37. So it's actually the middle frame we are talking about. So we are here, and let's work and see how he decided to animate the arcs. One arc here, and we can see that it's actually in the middle like before. Of course, the most interesting part here is the face, because now, as we saw before, I wanna make it here. Here almost was already in the end position, and now he is animating the arcuation, which actually is not so arcuated yet. Here, let's make it clear so that we can see it. Look at this, crazy, amazing. Now, other thing, shoulders. Let's see. In the middle, pretty much in the middle. Great. Let's see the hand, last part. Here we are in the middle. As you can see, it's getting close already here, so that it's going the end. At the end is going to slow down. As you can see here, the finger is already up, but it's almost in his end position. Right? Yep. Look how much does the shoulder arc change. The head slows down, as you can see, because here, boom, changes a lot, and then it's slowly reaching his end point. Same for the face. Look how much does at the beginning move the hand. Great. Now this is, as we told before, frame 37. Perfect. Let's go back and watch our, or at least, or better, his time chart. And let's say we are here, and we did 37 too. We get it, and the fun part here is to see these arcs, because what happens now? If you see the numbers smaller, is because they are done before, and then these are the intercalations that we do later. So, for example, we have frame 26 and 33. He decides to do 29, which is in the middle, and then he intercalates both here. He is going to do an intercalation here and another here, which is 31 here, and probably here 28, so that this is going to be the slowdown at the beginning, so that we have like an anticipation, it's called, which tells us that he is going to move, but it's, you start by slow, and then you go fast at the end of the animation. So we actually have to do 29 now. Let's see if, as we done before, let's close those, and we go to 29. Let's add a frame. And let's see how we would intercalate it if we have the shapes. Easy, we go here and we go in the middle. And then let's see, of course, what happens on his frame. And we will see if it's time for intercalation or are still breakdown poses. Because the breakdown poses, it doesn't go in the middle like the one before. Like for this frame 37, as we saw, we were not intercalating, but actually, as you can see, still was different from a simple intercalation. And now we want to see if it did the same for this drawing 29. Let's see how, if I close this and I do this, it's super different, I think. Let's see. Let me take the blue. Let me take off the onion skin. I think we have an amazing and super big stretch here. It's going to be super fun now to see how different it's going to be from our intercalation. Look, let's close our reference. The blue is how he did it, and the black is if I intercalated in the middle. What tells us this? That we have to stretch, to exaggerate, to make it more real. Yes. Because now if I close the old one, we can see how is exaggerated, and now we can just take a look on how basic is mine if I just do a time chart, two main poses, breakdown in the middle, and add intercalations. Okay, this is the biggest lessons that I've learned today analyzing this animation. Now what happens if we draw our frame. So let's draw the character, here the eyes. Look at how much does he scratch the character. A lot. Squash too. Can leave it out, are just the details of the character and what of its clothes. So now let's see. Now let's go back to the, we can do our arcs too. So the shoulders, and we can see that there is like is more like there is a bigger change in the second part of the position. So there is like a moving, and is holding the movement here still, so that it's like more visible the change. Let's see the head, we have it here, same thing. As you can see, there is a big change from this frame to this frame. And the face, this is going to be as you can see, there is a big scratch here, then squashes a lot. Pam pam, yes. Okay. And then at the end, you can see it doesn't move a lot, so that we have different movements for each part of the body, and this gives the illusion of life too, because every part moves differently. So now we can go back to our timeline, and we did the 29 too. So 29 is done. Yep. So it now says that he's going to do 31, which is in the middle, and 28. So that 28 here, it's going to be a way to hold on the movement, so that it gets a bit slower, and it's also an anticipation here. And then here there is only an intercalation. We now can see that we can do the 31 here in the middle, so we go here, 31, okay. This is mine. And this is the real one. Let's say I want to see how I would do mine. Mistake here. Let's say we are here 31. I delete this one, and I see with the onion skin, where are we? So what's going on? Nothing. Okay. So here, this is mine, so I use the black line, take the black, and we intercalate in the middle. And we can see then how it changes when we see how actually he did it. Let's say I intercalate in the middle. Still we can see the end result with all the other frames here, because we still have them all. So look how boring is this, crazily boring. Now let's see how he actually did it. So we can close this, we can put this. We take our light blue and try to redraw the shapes so that we can see how close we went just by intercalating them. Let's say it's here. Okay, now we can close this and we can open the other. See how much. Now let's see the difference. This was the simple way I did, without acting, without anything, just intercalating it, everything. And this is the way he did it, just by simplifying the shapes. So we can take this off. You can see how much difference we have. So now we can close this, and we can open our drawing. We go to 31, and actually, as you can see, some part of it, like the eyes, is intercalated in the middle. So let's draw the frame. Pretty fast. Here the finger is already moving, as you can see. And then let's do the air real fast. Here too. And we are almost there. Let's see. If we do like this, if we have everything now. Nice. Okay, let's say now we have the drawing here. Okay, we miss this line actually here and here. Let's see. Great. Of course, we have to talk about also the way the mouth moves, which is completely isolated by the rest of the body, because of course he's talking, so that is something you do later on in animation. Of course, at the beginning you work on the body and the different parts of the body, how they move differently from each other, and then when you have the audio too, you can work on the mouth movements. Now we can do our arc game where we see how the arcs are changing. So let's take the shoulders one and we go here and let's see. Yep. And let's see with the other frames. And here it's intercalating in the middle. But it works really well. As you can see here there is a big change too. Let's take the head. Here is in the middle, actually, of course. Here there is anticipation, so that the first line is really close to the first one. This line is really close to the first one, and then here we have an intercalation, here down the last line. And as you can see here, there is a slowdown too, because there is no big movement from this to this line. And these two. Here is the big difference. Here. Well, now we take the face arc and we can see that, yeah, is almost in the middle. There is a big shift here, which gives it more appeal actually, but it's pretty close to the other. Let's see the hand. The hand still is closer to the frame before than the one after, so that we have a bit of anticipation here too. and of course he is going to slow down here. As you can see here, there is the big movement, and it's fun, I think, and it's pretty. The main point, of course, is to change these timings of each part of the bodies differently from the other parts, so that we have these different changes in every aspect of his body. Perfect. Now we did frame 31. So let's go back. And we miss here, following his timeline, frame 28. Of course, the timing charts is really important also to give it to maybe other animators, so that it's pretty understandable. Now we need the 28. So here we have 27, 8, 9. It's really close. Like it's like here. Let's do everything from the beginning. So we are here, and let's say this is our frame. No, wait, here. Here is the frame. Let's say we intercalate in the between the two. So we have too much on the screen in the next frames. We are here, we take the black and we intercalate here in the middle. Now, as you get closer to the next and previous frame in the timeline, it's going to be more sure that you are going to intercalate in the middle, because if you are not doing that, it's going to ruin all the animation, because the difference in time is not going to be it's going to be visible, so, and it's going to ruin the illusion of life. So we have here, and finishing, you can see it's fine, but it's here we miss one. It's fine, but it's not as good as the one as Andrew did it. And this is the extra that the animator will give to the character, because what I'm doing now, as I already told, it's everybody can do, even a machine can do this thing, that draw a line perfectly in the middle between two. The human aspect of it is like deciding that by changing the position of these lines, you can actually change the way the character is going to appeal. So finishing it, you can see. Let's see it play. Really boring. Now, what happens? We are here in the timeline, and we want to see, actually, if we do 28 here, let's draw directly the frame. Let's draw. Okay, we are here. As you can see, there is a change in the head, which is following the smear that he did to give more emphasis to the character. So let's draw here. We are here, and let's delete this frame so that we can finish it. here. Let's draw it as soon as we can, as fast as we can. Here, as you can see, the finger still didn't move, so it's going to come up all in the next frame. Not all, but part of it. For now, we don't see nothing of the finger. Here, eyes, nose. Mouth. I love the fact that in some frames this goes under the clothes, the scarf here. Here the teeth that comes out. Here some of the hair are still visible. We can close here. Yes, here, and the last line is this. Okay, now let's see how it comes out. I have some doubts about something because I don't know why he wrote 28 and not well, we have 3 frames here before this. Actually, it was the same frame, so we did a mistake here because I redid the same. Of course, because it was this one, the 27. So it's different from the other. That's what was I thinking about, because if we wanna a slow down in the beginning, we have to be closer to the frame before than actually the later, the one that comes after. So let's delete this and we do this. As you can see, there is a difference, which is small. And as you can see, it's here. Yes. Okay, let's do this faster. Okay. Your eyes, come on, faster. Here, the nose. The teeth. Hair. Okay, we are almost there. As you can see, here the end is coming to be visible finally. Here this. Sometimes these are, there are not, but it's okay. It's not a cleanup. It's still a rough thing here. Rough animation. Okay, now at this point we can now see how the anticipation works here. So no, firstly I want to see the arcs. Now we can take the shoulders. So as I already told, if it's an anticipation, this is going to be really close to the frame before. It's even closer than I did, so it's like this, as you can see. No, I don't like it. It has to be like yes, now yes. Now the head, same thing. Yep, just a bit more down here. The face, same thing. Boom. Also, this is not like really different. It's like the a slow in, and at the end we will have a slow down, as you can see. So we miss the hand, which actually, as you can see, look how close it is to the other. Okay, here I add this, but I want to take it off so that we can at the end see a pretty acceptable animation without extra elements that comes and vanish. There are then vanish. So yep, let's see. Perfect. Now let's take off the reference and let's see how it comes out. Here we have like 2 frames. We don't have the one frame in 2, one drawing in 2 frames. We have one, which makes it faster, the movement. We are here. Here we have 3 actually. But it works. Now, if I rewatch his animation,
Yeah, sure, I'll miss it. The big...
let's see directly the frames. Okay, so it's the first, this is the second, and yes, we have directly 2, 3. So 1, which is the 26. Here should be the 28, 29, 30, 31, and then we have the other frame. So we have 3 frames actually. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and then the next pose. Yep. So it's fine with this. Now, if we watch the timeline here, we are done, because we did all the frames he told us that are here signed. Okay, now let's check if we have all the drawings and the frames, because here we have like 4 frames And as you can see, there are many others that we don't have in the timeline. Where now? Let's see. One is here. We are done here. One is here. One is here. I'm doing a mistake here. Maybe it's like this. Nope. Let's go back. This one. And this one, so it's this one too. But I have to delete. This one too. And this actually is the end frame. So we are. So if I have to correct these, actually, if I go back to the first, we have another frame here. Frame here at 32. Another here at 34. Another here at 36. Yeah, another here at so if we go back, we can see that actually, yep, we have them here. So we have another at 36, 34, and 32. Here is missing 36, 34, and 32, and here maybe 39. And yet 32, I don't know. So if we are here, we should add these animations here, which are 3 more frames. Well, let's do them. Let's see, first of all, yeah, as you can see, this is not here, it's here. So it's not an extra frame, this one. We have only 1 frame extra, 2 frame extra. And that's it, I think. Yes. Okay, let's intercalate without his reference. So I'm here and this. Wait. This. And let's see how close I get if I go to the middle in this point of the animation. Okay, we are here. We have the hand, and then we will see, like it's here, the finger. Here is the hand of, like here, here, here. Let's say it's here. Okay, we are here. We don't have the end of this, also are here. Yeah. Now it's going to be interesting to see how different it's going to be from his animation, and what he decided to do differently. Here, of course, maybe the mouth is going to be different because I don't have the audio, but maybe not. Let's say it's here. Let's do something like this. This, dun. Okay. Okay, here we are. Let's see. We are in my frame here. Let's see the reference. Pretty close. Well, reaching this point, you can see the mouth difference. Let's put it in red. Close it a bit more. But for the rest, it's almost the same. Yeah, the finger, but it works still. Let's say here, we have his finger. Actually, not all the hand. He gives it more an arc. Yes, it's actually it's better the way he did it. Still, maybe went a bit more closer to the second frame. Here I missed this part. I want to see how different it was to the frame before. Okay, here another mistake. Yep, I think we are there. For the rest part of it, it's fine. Now, let's take off the reference and let's see. Yes, it's cooler the way he did it, because the hand, look, it gets smaller where I did it, and it is here it gets closer. So I want to do something else. I want to see here. Let's see if I do this. How it comes out. Want to see how he did it. He didn't do it at all, I think. Yep, well, I do it this way. And now let's see. Yep, it works pretty good. And now we miss only a frame. Let's do the same thing, but this time let's see. We are going to go closer to the end movement. So if I have to go in the middle, it's fine, but if I want to do something cooler, I will go closer to the red one, to the green one. Let's say it's here. Let's say closer to the green, and then same thing here, closer. It's here almost in the middle. We don't have much space to go closer to the green one. So green, middle here is fine. Maybe a bit middle too. Here doesn't move. Here we don't see the. Oh yes, we do actually see the air. Miss this one. Here, let's go closer to the green, middle. And now we intercalate here the mouth in the middle, and then we see the errors that I did, that he changed. So let's say here, let's say here, and let's say here. Yep. Now closer to the green. Too close here, that's fine. Closer to the green. That's in the middle, the eyes. Let's draw them in the middle. So the nose too here, and the head kinda in the middle. I go closer to the green. Green 2 or middle. Of course not closer to the red if he's a slow out. Let's seek perfection. Yeah. Here we are, I think. The head's missing, closer to the green. Okay, that's it. Let's see how we did it. As you can see, better than before. Of course, the mouth changes. A second, even see how it's done here. But we can see he puts the teeth outside actually. As you can see, okay, here the other error are the air. I think I drew it so bad that I didn't. This is here. The still favored more to go a bit more up. the finger too. Still gives it more appeal. For the rest, it is not so bad. Let's see. Let's stop the animation here. So that we can start frame 25, so that we can see it in loop. And this is the animation of the first part. Of course is a 5-second animation, and it's, but we will start from this, and I want to see now in comparison to the timing of his animation. As you can see, there is much more, but I want to just see the beginning. Pretty close. Well guys, this is going to be the end of this video. I think I will keep going on working on this animation the way I did now, just we will take it I think until the next part of the timeline, so the next pose, the next keyframe. So as we can see here, because we have the reference 252, so that we can see also the eye movement, the way he decided to change the parts. But for now I think this is going to be enough, because it's also a really long video, and but I think the experiment is going to be pretty useful. Thank you guys for checking the video, and we will see each other to the next one.